What's up everyone, Tom from the Airsoft headquarters here, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing an accuracy test with the KWA PTS Radian Model 1 Gas Blowback Rifle. So previously we did just an overview video. Now we're going to go a little bit more in depth as far as accuracy, distance, as well as some of the internal components when we get back to the shop here. So for the accuracy test, we're utilizing the G&G .28 non-bios. And then we're obviously utilizing same standard components as far as magazines and internal construction. So we got accuracy tests at 25 feet, 50 feet, and 100 feet. So let's go ahead and get at it. Five shots for the head, utilizing iron sights. No big surprise there, but we are going to mark them down so we know exactly where that group of 5 was. Then we're going to kick it out to 50 feet. 5 feet at the 5 shots at the chest. And that's our 5 shots. Do a quick evaluation. Identify where the shots are, mark them. Looking pretty good so far. So one thing to note with this is that we did not adjust the hop up beforehand. So we're going to completely cold turkey. That just allows it to be as honest of an evaluation as possible. That way it simulates kind of as closely to what you guys would be experiencing. Say you purchase this and take it directly out of the box and onto the field. So now we're sitting back here at 100 feet, another 5 shots for the body, again utilizing iron sights. For this we'll probably kick the low aperture iron up just to help us get a little tighter. Aiming for chest. And that was our 5 shots. Let's see if we can do just bore sighting. Okay, there I think I see exactly where those BBs are going. So iron sights seem to be a little off, especially since we didn't get the initial 5 shots at 100 feet to impact. So just did a compensated 5 shot over the bore there. Quick evaluation shows us that yeah, bore sighting is a little bit better than utilizing those iron sights, which is fairly normal for airsoft rifles. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, one more on the corner there. And that is utilizing bore sighting. There we go, back to the shop. All right, so we're back in the studio here and we're going to do a thorough evaluation of the accuracy test. So you saw me, and I'm going to reiterate, using 0.28 gram BBs with the green gas magazines, shooting at 25, 50, and 100 feet. Now I got the 5 shots or 5 impacts on at 25 and at 50. At 100 feet, still utilizing the iron sights, we did run into a little bit of an issue. When we went up to the paper target, we didn't find any hits. So because we didn't see any hits, what we did is we decided to re-engage that paper target by utilizing just regular bore sighting. So we were just kind of aiming up and over. I took a couple of shots, realized where those BBs were impacting as far as, you know, the bore to the BB, because there was that hop, and they were going up over the paper target and a little to the right. utilizing just the iron sights. So just did some slight adjustments, aiming at the base of the paper target, and then with that hop up, they were able to climb up and re-engage that target. And again, it did take me quite a few shots. I would say about a dozen total shots for me to truly see where those BBs were going, but we were able to figure it out and then readjust from there. So this is, you know, so keep that in mind as we evaluate that 100-foot accuracy test. So looking at the 25-foot, you know, we do have all 5 shots coming in right here. 3-inch size grouping. Overall, really consistent, really good at that 25 feet. I would expect nothing less. Going out to 50 feet and then seeing what the accuracy is there, you know, we only got 5 inches as far as the sizing here on that torso. Again, really good at that 50 foot with .28s, utilizing those iron sights. Really good, really consistent. And again, we ran into the issue at 100 feet where we couldn't tell where they were going. It's a 6mm BB in a dark environment, traveling at a little over 400 feet per second. So it did take a little bit of work, but we've got hit, 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 hit. So we do have 5 total hits on that target. And again, we did take, or I took about a dozen total shots at that target. Figured out where they were actually going because I was aiming for that torso, looking over the bore, seeing that they were going up and to the right. So then readjusted to aim down here right at that base of that target, and so they were still climbing up and, you know, still impacting up above the head. But we did see that it was just a hop up unit, and like I said, we weren't going to readjust it off camera. We still kept it as is, so we could really give you an honest evaluation as to what was occurring. So that is what was happening there. Overall, fairly realistic. Again, for a directly out of the box, no adjustment to the hop up unit, you know, we were easy peasy, or we were okay with that. Now, what we did do is we did decide to look at that hop up unit and truly see how easy it was to adjust. And like I said in my previous overview video, what we could do is we could stick our finger up there and make adjustments to that hop up unit. So what we can do is we can actually crack this open and show you guys what that would look like. So we pop that rear receiver, and we're gonna pop that upper or forward receiver pin as well, and like really split it open so you guys can actually see what's going on inside of there. Make sure I pull that all the way down, bam, and crack that. So this is what that upper receiver is going to look like. And we're gonna pull that bolt carrier group back ever so slightly. And I do need to make sure that you guys, as far as my audience, is aware that this is a new hop-up unit system. This is a brand new bolt carrier group. This is going to be a slightly proprietary design. However, in my knowledge of utilizing the KWA LM4 systems, this overall does seem to be a better system overall. It is a rotary style pop-up unit, giving you a little bit more control, and it actually clicks into place very smoothly. You don't need a special tool, and like I said, it's super easy in order to make those adjustments on the fly. Removing the magazine, sticking your finger up into the mag well, really easy peasy. And being that it is going to be a brand new hop-up unit system overall, yes, there is not going to be any amount of aftermarket options available on the market for any type of upgrades or replacement as of right now. If we contact KWA or PTS, they may have replacement parts available, but that doesn't mean they're going to be available for shops to, like myself, to bring in to have available for you guys. Now, with that hop-up unit discussion, the inner barrel is going to be, to our knowledge, a 6.08, but we don't exactly know because we don't exactly have sizing available to us. We can't get that information from anyone exactly, and we don't have, you know, the super awesome calipers in order to identify what that sizing is. So just based on best guess, a brass 6.08, it's going to be a gas blowback hop-up or a gas blowback inner barrel. So again, standard, just like with all of the other aftermarket options. So you can upgrade that to a tight bore or a wide bore, whatever you prefer. With the bolt system, the bolt carrier group, which is this guy right here, this is not a standard LM4 bolt carrier group. This is going to be slightly different of spec. We have tried to put the original LM4 bolt carrier groups inside of here just to do some testing. And the fact that is that this bolt carrier group from the Radian is 3 millimeters shorter compared to the standard LM4s. So the standard LM4s will not fit their bolt carrier groups inside of there. You physically cannot close the upper receiver just because the sizing is so different. With that, however, they are including their own proprietary, their new force velocity system, their FVS, force velocity system, which is supposed to make the gas operation more efficient. Now, I don't know about efficient because with previous LM4s, I have done a video previously where I did test some of the functions with aftermarket bolts and magazines, and I was able to get about 140 total shots on one fill of the green gas magazine. On this system, the Radian Model 1, I was only able to get about 90 to 95 shots on one fully filled green gas magazine. Now, what I will note is that this new system, the FVS, force velocity system, does do a better job as far as distributing the gas in a more consistent output energy, which means there's not going to be any type of inconsistency as far as double feeding only a couple of shots in, or doing a weird double tap, or even having too high or too low of a velocity reading, only a couple of shots in. Overall, they're more consistent now as far as getting consistent gas behind that BB. So with the Radian Model 1, it is still going to be based off of a LM4. However, with that proprietary bolt carrier group, there are still going to be some slight differences. So I would still hold off on trying to dump a whole bunch of stuff internally inside of here. But that's all we have as far as this. A couple of notes, just to give you guys a couple of food for thought, is that this still is a KWA base of rifle. While there are some other brands that are going to be, an alternative to the KWA, there's a wide range of alternative price points when it comes to gas blowback rifles. So in my opinion, KWA does sit at a friendly price point and still offer an amount of quality control and overall success with their gas blowback rifle systems. While there are some that are going to be cheaper or slightly lower compared to the KWAs, in my experience and in my opinion, they are not going to have the same amount of quality or performance with an out-of-the-box KWA. There are still gas blowbacks that are going to be a higher price, and they are going to perform better. However, they're still $100 or more compared to the KWAs here. So it is a little bit of a balancing act when you have to look at the price point versus quality control performance. And in my opinion, KWA does a very good job as far as creating that balance and offering really great performing rifle systems at a appropriate price point. And other things that do need to be factored in is the cost of magazines and the cost of constantly having to purchase green gas in order to fill those magazines to supply the operation of the rifle. So there's a lot of factors that do need to be included. And again, that's just my opinion. That's what I've seen utilizing some of the LM4s. And I'll say it, a lot of people will talk about how not great the LM4 hop-up unit is. But the reality is that if you take care of your equipment, take care of your stuff, it will work. With that hop-up unit specifically, because so many people do gripe about that, the reality is that the buckings themselves are what wear down. What happens is they draw the oil away from the green gas itself, so you just need to clean it and maintain it, more often compared to an AEG. And that's really it. So in my opinion, I really like the KWA base of rifles. I'm still going to continue to use them and expect more KWA gameplay coming relatively soon. I'm hoping, but you'll see exactly when I can drop that footage. So with that, we are all done here. So if you guys do have any further questions about the Radian Model 1, I got to go a little bit further in depth with these, but if you do have any further questions about specific parts or components, let me know. I'll do my best to answer any of them, but we're all done here. So you guys take care, stay safe, stay positive, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.